हो गया. Okay, let's move. So we studied about the water, we tried to study about air, habitat, food, and then we were talking about the most important ingredients of life, the components which are making our life. And these are also the same components which are part of our food. You might remember, you might heard carbohydrates, carbs, proteins, fats. These are the same things which are part of our food as well. And they should be part of our food. You know why? Because they will going to become the part of the living system. They will become our structures. They will going to become or going to produce molecules which are source of energy for us. So our food should contain all these components. And we started talking about the proteins as first topic, and I told you the importance of protein because they are the functional molecules of life. They are the functional molecules of life. Just try to imagine something which I will going to explain you. I should write or draw those things. DNA or nucleic acid is supposed to be the source code of life. It contains information and it controls all the functions of the cell. I'm just trying to be easy on you on this concept. But you might wondering that how a sequence of nucleotides, how a sequence of alphabet, how a molecule like DNA is able to execute its function or is able to execute the function within the cell. How it is able to control the function. Actually, our nucleic acid contains different important functional fragments. Those functional fragments are called as genes. They're called as the genes. ये आपने term सुनी भी होगी. Those genes, the functional components of our DNA or our nucleic acid, produces messenger RNA. It produces RNA, another molecule, another type of nucleic acid. More accurately, messenger RNA. After that, that messenger RNA produces a protein. And protein is a functional molecule which execute that function. So what that mean? If a cell wants to execute a one particular function, the cell will going to activate one particular gene. That gene will produce appropriate messenger RNA or a nucleic acid. I will explain in more details about that stuff, but not now. Just introducing you that from where protein actually came with the help of the DNA and the genetic material we are carrying. So the genetic material we are carrying, it contains fragments called as genes, and those genes are responsible for the execution of different functions. If a cell wants to execute certain function, the cell will going to execute the certain genes. And those specific genes will produce the specific messenger RNA, and those specific messenger RNA will going to produce specific proteins, and those proteins will going to execute the function. Now, proteins are structural part of our living system. It make our structures, like it help us to execute things as well, like muscles. It help us to move as well. And the most important thing or the most important form of protein is called as the enzymes. Enzymes. Enzymes are the catalyst. More accurately, they are biocatalyst. I told you on the other day that the life is about having a chemical reaction. Large number of chemical reaction in a synchronous way. That is the life. Each chemical reaction requires a catalyst for its normal execution. And that catalyst which is required to execute a biochemical reaction in the living system is called as enzyme. And by structure, by nature, those enzymes are proteins. So without proteins, no enzymes. Without enzymes, no metabolic chemical reaction means no life at all. It's as simple as that. So proteins are like part of so many things. Like I have explained most of the things in my earlier lecture, shared with you. the other things that they are producing antibodies. Antibodies are also proteins. And the job of the antibodies is to fight against the invaders, the aliens, and the pathogens. Okay. Certain interesting proteins, especially the spider silk. Spider produce a silk. It's a protein. Out of the amino acids, as I explained earlier, amino acids are the alphabets of proteins. So the spider silk is one of the most strongest material produced by any living organism, because the spider silk can bear the weight of the spider, which is much more than the weight of the fiber. Spider silk. It is supposed to be more stronger than steel. If you can create a spider silk, like in a steel wire, with that much diameter of a steel wire, it will be more stronger than the steel. And a US company has created and installed the spider silk gene into a goat among the proteins which are part of the milk. So when they harvest the milk from that goat, it contains the spider silk as well. They genetically modified and engineered that goat for that purpose. So the milk of that special goat, they contain spider silk. Of course, it is poisonous to drink, frankly. But because it contains the spider silk, they centrifuge it, they separate the spider silk out of the milk of those goats. They spun that protein into fibers and they make threads, and then they create bulletproof jackets out of it. They're very light and they're very strong because it's made up of spider silk. Okay. It's normal. Goat survive normal, but it's not normal. Genetically engineered goat. For example, वो अपने बच्चों को दूध नहीं पिला सकती, तो ये एबनॉर्मलिटी है. उसके मिल्क में एक एबनॉर्मल प्रोटीन्स हैं. इसको बोलते हैं जेनेटिकली मॉडिफाइड ऑर्गेनिज्म, जीएमओ. हमारी कई क्रॉप्स ऐसी हैं जो जीएमओ है. ब्रॉयलर मुर्गी जीएमओ है. अगर ये नॉर्मल मुर्गी होती, it will take like several months to grow, but the broiler chicken, it raised in almost in a month or so, little bit more than a month, maybe 40 years. Special, genetically engineered, modified.
But sir, isn't it a part of our way towards the environment? Like these animals are being harmed for human purposes.
Yes, we are monsters. I agree with your notion that we are engineering the other species for our own sake. But there are pros and cons for that thing. I have already delivered a talk on that topic somewhere a long time ago, that whether I am on the side of the GMO or not. There are pros and cons. You cannot raise the population of 8 billion people on this planet without these GMOs. मैं आपको बताता हूँ, अगर ये ब्रॉयलर ना होता ना, तो we might our parents might telling us the stories. We might see chicken in the zoo like other birds. कि पुत्र ये होती है मुर्गी, हमारे बड़े ऐसे खाया करते थे. We know it might not be available in that. The wheat, the crops you are actually growing, the rice, natural or wild types of the rice do not produce that much amount of grains as compared to the rice and wheat we are producing. Genetically modified organism. It has its pros as well as it has its cons. इसमें अच्छी बातें भी हैं और बुरी बातें भी. It's a full discussion and debate. Okay? And you should see and talk and think about those things, whether we should adopt it or not. That is why there is the culture of organic food out there. ये आपने बड़ी markets में देखा होगा. Organic foods, it's quite expensive as compared to the regularly available vegetables and meat. The organic farming or the organic food, they are the food which were raised without any genetic modification of the crop or without using any artificial means, like without using any fertilizer or something like that. So if you are not using all those resources, the product will be, the yield of the crop will be much less. But you know, fancy term, organic. So there are always rich people out there. You are not serving the major population of humanity. You are serving just very, very few % of the people who can afford to purchase that food. It's quite expensive, and it's not only expensive, it's very much expensive as compared to the normal food. But if you have a strong, in most developed countries, they have a reasonable, strong purchasing power. So many of their population can afford to purchase the organic food. But in our case, we are not. We are dependent on these GMOs. हम कैसे रेज करेंगे 22 करोड़ की आबादी को? हमारा ग्रोथ रेट अभी भी एशिया में सबसे ज्यादा है. We are number 1 in producing babies. So how you can expect to raise? 50% of our kids are malnutrition. They are undernutrition. They're not receiving the amount of food they should have. So we are not growing in a normal nation. आप हमारा कंपैरिजन कर लें किसी भी डेवलप कंट्री के साथ, एवरेज हाइट का, एवरेज वेट का, you will came to know we are not nowhere close to them. लोग तो अंग्रेज के दिल लंबे लंबे हैं, वो जो उसमें भी खेलने आते हैं, PSL में भी लाहौर कलंदर हार गया वैसे. लाहौर ये क्या से हारा है वैसे, उसने हमारे साथ चीटिंग कर दिया है बाबर आजम ने. कल मेरा बेटा भी एक अजीब सिचुएशन में था. वो बाबर आजम का सबसे बड़ा फैन है, लेकिन वो लाहौर कलंदर का भी फैन है. वो बेचारा ये भी दुआ नहीं मांग सकता था अल्लाह में आउट हो जाए, और ये भी नहीं मांग सकता था कि ये खेलता रहे. It was quite confusing for many people yesterday. But anyways, it's happened. Interesting. So let's move to the next molecule of life. That molecule is called as carbohydrate. More commonly, you might remember the term called carbs. The carbohydrates, they are made up of sugars. They are also polysaccharides. Remember, proteins are also polysaccharides. Polysaccharides, oh, sorry. Proteins are polymers. Polymers means the big molecules. Are big molecules which are made up of small, simple, repeating units. Proteins are made up of amino acids. Similarly, carbohydrates, they are made up of sugars. So carbohydrates are also polymer, but they are made up of sugars. Depending on the nature of the sugar, there are different types of carbohydrates. Depending on the arrangement of sugars, there are different types of carbohydrates. Depending on the nature of the sugars, we have different types of carbohydrates. The most commonly known, most famous carbohydrate which we are using in our home, चीनी जिसे बोलते हैं, sugar, sucrose, is a carbohydrate. It is made up of 2 sugar molecules. The most simplest of them. And another most famous carbohydrate which is made up of just 1 unit is called as glucose. If several glucose connect together, they make carbohydrate, bigger molecule. For example, if 2 glucose molecules connect together, they make a carbohydrate which is called disaccharide. Which is called disaccharide because it is made up of 2 units. If 3 glucose units join together, they will make a trisaccharide. If many glucose units connect together to make a carbohydrate, it is called as polysaccharide. That is why I told the carbohydrates are polysaccharides. And I told you carbohydrates are the molecules which has hydrated carbon. That is why their names are carbohydrate. Their primary purpose in life is to produce energy. They are the molecules which can be burned down to produce energy with the help of oxygen. When we respire, when we undergo respiration, we took oxygen from the air and the food available in our body, and that food is in the form of glucose. So that glucose is oxidized, is burned down with the help of the oxygen in the air and converted into carbon dioxide gas, water, and energy. This process is called as respiration. There are complex carbohydrates which are made up of carbohydrates together with other molecules. When we create or when we eat carbohydrates from the food. That carbohydrate is made up of large number of monomers. It is called as polysaccharide. That is unusable for our own body. We cannot use the polysaccharide or bulky molecules or complex or conjugated carbohydrates. We cannot use them. Our digestive system break that bulky molecule into simpler components. First into fragments, then into monomers. Those monomers are called as glucose. That procedure is executed within our digestive system, and then it is absorbed by the blood. So our blood contains glucose. That glucose is later on is sent to all parts of the body. For what purpose? To produce energy. So the cells can execute their functions, they can execute their job. जो भी cells काम कर रहे हैं, muscles movement कर रहे हैं, चल रहे हैं, आंखें देख रही हैं, कान सुन रहे हैं, whatever the different organs are doing, they need energy, and that energy is supplied with the help of those glucose. The surplus amount of glucose present in the blood is not nice, is not good, because our kidneys, this is an important information, because our kidneys, their job is to separate or to filter the bad things, the toxic material from the blood, and then convert them into urine. It does not receives any good material. It just collect and filter the bad things, mix with water and make urine. So urine is a way of releasing, of getting rid of, to get rid of the bad things from our body. Urination. The kidneys are strictly instructed not to filter, not to lose any important molecule. And one of the important molecule is glucose. When kidney were trying to filter things, lot of good things, including the glucose, it enters into the urine. So while the process of filtration, during the process of filtration, kidneys send that glucose back to the blood so that it should not enter into the urine. It should not be lost through the urine. Imagine if you have a lot of glucose in your blood, your kidneys will have to work very hard. It needs to send back a lot of glucose because your blood is carrying surplus free glucose. It's dangerous for the function of the kidney. It needs to work very hard. So we, human body, produce a hormone which is present in the earlier slide, hormone called insulin. The insulin convert the glucose, it joins the glucose, convert them into a polysaccharide called as glycogen, and then store that glycogen into the muscles and into the liver. So whatever the surplus glucose, that glucose is stored, is converted into glycogen with the help of the insulin, and then stored into muscles as well as into the liver. So kal ko jab bhi chahiye ho, whenever the energy is required, the glycogen present in the muscles or in the liver is converted back into the glucose with the help of another enzyme called glucagon. And then the glucose can be used for the purpose. Now, the balance between these two enzymes defines how much glucose or free glucose will be present over there.
Sir, can you please explain the function of insulin?
Okay. Whenever we have surplus amount of glucose in our blood, that surplus amount of glucose is dangerous for the kidney, as I explained. So the body convert those surplus amount of glucose into a polysaccharide. It connects the glucose and convert them into a polysaccharide called glycogen. The conversion of glucose into glycogen require the function of a hormone called insulin. It requires insulin for that function. So as long as our body is carrying a reasonable amount of insulin, what will happen? We will be able to convert the free glucose into glycogen. And that glycogen can be stored without any problem in liver and in the muscles. So that whenever it is required, whenever the energy is required, that glycogen can be reused can be broken down into glucose and can be used. But that is the job of another enzyme called glucagon. But the insulin converts free glucose into glycogen. Now guess if there is something wrong with the insulin, if the body is not producing enough insulin, or you are taking a lot of carbohydrate and you are not consuming it well, you are taking a lot of carbohydrate, converting them into glucose, but you are not consuming it. You're like lazy and something like that. What will happen? Your blood will carry lots of free glucose. Either you need to convert that glucose into glycogen if you have enough insulin, otherwise your kidney needs to work very hard. Or some of the glucose will pass on to the urine. If the glucose appear in the urine or the level of free glucose in the blood increases, the doctor says the person is diabetic because he is not able to deal with the glucose because of the insulin or because of the other reason. Mostly it is because of the insulin. So for those patients, they will have to take insulin from external sources so that they can convert the free glucose into glycogen comfortably. Okay, there are other things which are carbohydrate and which are important for your general knowledge and for your health as well. Like plants are carrying cell wall. A major structure of plant is also made up of a carbohydrate, is called as cellulose. Cellulose is another carbohydrate. It is made up of another type of glucose. We don't have any enzyme, we don't have any means to digest carbohydrate. हम carbohydrate को हजम नहीं, हम cellulose को हजम नहीं कर सकते. We don't have any means to digest cellulose because the digestion of cellulose required an enzyme called cellulase. We don't have cellulase. बकरी के पास होता है, गाय के पास होता है, सब चीजें खाने वाले animals के पास होता है. They can digest the cellulose into sugar and then they can use it for energy. We can't use it. हम नहीं कर सकते. We don't have that enzyme. But our food should be supplied with the cellulose. कहते हैं ना हरी सब्जियां खानी चाहिए, हरे पत्ते खाने चाहिए. The reason why? Because they contains the cellulose. It will not be digested, but it will keep your food into a semi-solid shape. It will keep your food into a semi-solid, in a form of a semi-solid liquid. It could. So the food can travel into your digestive system comfortably. इसे बोलते हैं बाउल मूवमेंट. ये टर्म सुनी होगी. Your bowel movement will be better if your food is carrying the cellulose. Like if you are eating a lot of meat, you can digest it, but you are not. But that food will become like a liquid. It is difficult to travel in the digestive system. But with the presence of cellulose, it is much easier to digest the food because it will help the food to travel comfortably. So that's why doctor always asks you to have more carbohydrates. So the plants, they are producing the carbohydrates directly without our support and help. They use sunlight from the sun, water from the soil, mix them together in a special chamber with it's called as chloroplast, with the help of a green pigment called chlorophyll, and convert those material, convert the carbon dioxide gas from the air. The carbon dioxide gas from the air. I'm repeating the statement. The plants create their carbohydrates by themselves by using the carbon dioxide gas present in the air, using the soil, using the water present in the soil, put them together in a chamber called chloroplast with the help of a pigment, green color pigment called chlorophyll. Using the energy from the sunlight, they convert them into carbohydrate, water, and oxygen. And that procedure is called as photosynthesis. The plants produce carbohydrates, they can use it for their energy because they also need energy. Okay? But the leftover carbohydrates present in the plants, they store it in different parts of their bodies. Sometimes they store it in the leaves, sometimes they store it in their roots, like in case of potato. Sometimes they store it in their stem. So that's what we eat. That's what we call as vegetables. So we use whatever the food created by the plant. It helps in raising our cells. The next molecules are called as the lipids. Okay, their specialty is that for the lipids, They are the molecules which are not soluble in water. Another molecule of life. They're not soluble in water. Primarily, they have two functions. The first is to produce energy. The other is they are part of our structure. They are part of our structure. Especially, every cell contains a cell membrane. Human and plant cells, they contain the cell membrane. Every membrane by structure is made up of proteins and lipids. So without lipid, no membrane, no cells. So every membrane is made up of lipids and proteins. Lipids are of two types. The one is called as the fat, the other is called as the oil. Fats are solid at room temperature, while oil are liquid at room temperature. It's the difference between vegetable oil and vegetable ghee. Vegetable ghee is solid at room temperature, while vegetable oil is liquid. The difference between them, one is fat, the other is oil. Both of them are lipids. Lipids are made up of two things. I wish you can know. The one is the fatty acid. It's a chemical compound. One is the fatty acid. The other is the glycerol. The fatty acid and glycerol. Glycerol is common. The fatty acids are different. So different types of fatty acid means different types of lipids. If there are certain fatty acids which we can metabolize very easily, there are certain types of fatty acid which we cannot metabolize comfortably or easily. आपने कभी ये जुमला सुना है, पढ़ा है? Did you ever remember the term trans fat free? किसी घी के डब्बे पे ट्रांस फैट फ्री पढ़ना बोर्ड से कभी? ये सिर्फ पॉप्स का काम है. वो बेचारे एक एक चीज पढ़ रहे होते हैं, एक चीज देख रहे होते हैं खरीदने से पहले. घर का राशन, घर का सामान, घर की चीजें.
चॉकलेट पे होता है एक चॉकलेट.
Did you heard and remember any term trans fat free? ये न्यूट्रिशन से जो लोगों को इंटरेस्ट है ना, वो भी शायद इसको जानते हो. That means there are certain types of fatty acids. There are certain type of fatty acids. Their configuration is trans, and it is difficult for our body to deal with them. It is difficult for our body to metabolize them. तो वो रह जाते हैं blood में. If they stay in the blood, they will become accumulated in the arteries, blocking the arteries like cholesterol and other things, and then increasing the blood pressure and causing heart diseases. तो वो कहते हैं इसमें वो नहीं है. You also know that the desi ghee, I don't know desi ghee की क्या होगी, अंग्रेजी क्या होगी, animal ghee. The desi ghee is better than the vegetable ghee. Always, बड़े बुजुर्ग कहते हैं. The scientific reason that why desi ghee is better than the vilati ghee, because the vilati ghee or the vegetable ghee, the origin is the plant. They are the fats which were created by the plants. The desi ghee, the source is the animal. The fats present in the desi ghee came from the animal. So it is much easier for us to metabolize the fats which are coming from the animal. We can deal with them, we can metabolize them. तो हम उसको अच्छे से deal कर सकते हैं. But if the fats are coming from the plant sources, it is difficult for us to metabolize. That is why they are more unhealthy for the health. We cannot metabolize it. If we fail to metabolize it comfortably, they will stay in the blood. They're not soluble, so they will stick in the walls of the arteries. They change the elasticity of the arteries. They block the veins and arteries. They increases the blood pressure and eventually contribute in different heart diseases. That's also interesting to know. So the cell membrane is another structure which is made up of the lipids. It's a bilayer. If you can see, there are two layers, this layer and this layer, they're bilayer. But before that, let me share or explain you about the structure of the monomer or structure of the molecule of the lipid. The lipid which is contributing in the structure of the cell membrane is called as phospholipid because it contains phosphate group. That is why it is called as phospholipid. It has two parts. One part is called as the head. The other part is called as the tail. Okay. The head is charged in nature. The head part of the phospholipid by nature is carrying a charge. It is polar in nature. Anything which is carrying the charge or polar in nature is soluble in water. It's soluble in water. It can interact with water. This long tail is made up of carbon. It's organic in nature. ये organic chemistry पढ़ोगे idea आसानी से समझ आ जाए. The organic long chain of carbon, by nature, then it is non-polar. If it is non-polar, it is not soluble in water, but it can interact with the other non-polar stuff. So when we put all these phospholipids in water, you can see the phospholipids will arrange in two layers. Can you see? The outer layer is all made up of polar ends or heads. They can interact with water outside the cell or inside the cell. Their tails can interact with each other. They are soluble with each other. They can interact with each other because they are, both of them are non-polar. So that is the things you should know. अगर कहीं internet connection खत्म हो जाए इससे आगे time खत्म हो जाए हमारा, तो I think this is enough for the lecture. The last thing you should know, that is about the ATP, adenosine triphosphate. I told you that whatever the energy we are producing, whether it is coming from the carbohydrate, it is coming from the lipids, it is coming from the proteins, the energy is eventually converted to create a molecule called as ATP, the adenosine triphosphate. It's an energy carrying molecule. It's like a currency. Whenever the energy is required, that ATP is hydrolyzed and converted into ADP. The ATP means इसमें 3 phosphate होते हैं. Adenosine triphosphate. It contains three phosphate. When one of the bond is broken by hydrolysis, it will become diphosphate. ADP, adenosine diphosphate. And that energy is used for the process. जिस भी process की बात करें. Okay, and that's enough for the lecture, because we will study nucleic acid as a separate chapter, as a separate topic. It's a very beautiful thing. It's a very beautiful molecule. You should understand and to realize that the complicated thing like life is created out of the 4 alphabets only. Out of the 4 alphabets only. Nature has created life using just the 4 alphabets. I think that's enough. I will explain or teach you nucleic acid as a separate thing.